Hello, and welcome back to Waypoint, a podcast for the people who participated in this year's March Masksness event and voted for our heroes.
Thank
you
you.
guys are the real heroes, even if we're more heroes, our characters, I mean. I'm Julian, I'm the Game Master.
I'm Sanya, I play Charlotte.
I'm Vio, I play Moon.
And I'm Mimi, and after all this time, I still play Max.
I just almost forgot my name. I literally had to glance at my Discord. I was like, what's my name again?
That is relatable. It's like when someone asks your age and you're like, how old am I again?
Hold on, I was born in... Okay, now do some calculation. Okay.
Can I resociate real quick? I need a little bit. Anyways, last episode, we ended our second arc.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all remember.
Uh-huh. That was some rough shit.
It was some rough shit, and I don't know about you guys, but I kind of get the feeling that tensions ran rather high at the end there last time.
Just a bit.
And our heroes split up a little bit in as a result of that. Some went to the hospital with Transistor, some, and by some I mean one of them, Max, went back to the base with the Metahuman Union, the other super team that you met in the grimy streets of Riverside. And we're going to do another little in-between episode. I don't want to call it an intermission episode because we have established the term intermission to mean something else for our podcast.
Downtime episode?
Kind of, that works. Downtime episode works. I'm going to say we're going to lead back into our universe by having all of our characters who have kind of split up now for various reasons on a small little solo finding themselves or whatever mini adventure. And I'd say we start with Max on that one.
All right.
We're cutting back to Max. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that you took I think you implied that last time, that you took the remaining members of the Union back to base, basically.
Yes.
And you took them back there. They're both kind of, let's say, downtrodden after the events, after their headquarters burned down.
Understandable.
And you all take seats in the main hall on the bottom floor. You see that there's still like a little table set up and a couple of chairs from when you wanted to do the meetup just this morning. Because it's not even been a full day since.
Seems like a long time ago.
That was this morning.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Wow. That was a day from hell.
You all take seats there, and like there's a little bag of chips still open, and the
They're probably
manager
stale
sits.
now.
Yeah, probably. And salesman sits down and takes a few out and starts munching on them, while the manager takes a seat right next to him and like frustratedly pulls off his paper bag hat. In the comfort of this room, revealing underneath it a normal dude.
Oh no!
Just some guy.
Just some guy.
And yeah.
Max takes her phone out of her pocket and just turns it off, despite seeing a lot of notifications and missed calls from her mother and her brother.
Oh no.
And just turns it off.
So the manager kind of rubs his cheek, tries to find words, can't really get to anything, and salesman sits down next to him and like pats him on the back. Well, I guess you guys are the heroes of Riverside now.
So you're really going to quit?
I don't wanna, like, this is important. And there's a reason why we did it. We did it because nobody else did. But you heard what that superhero said back at the warehouse. Like, they got a warrant out for us. And we kind of lost the place where we were hiding out.
So you just want to leave it to us?
Trust me, I'd rather do anything else. But half of our team is out of commission at this point. The other half that's left is, well, apparently being searched for. We lost all of our equipment. We lost all of our evidence.
What if we can do it? Like, you saw us today. What if we just can't do it?
What if, like, we had to ask ourselves the same question, like, multiple times. When we got going, it was literally just us two, and he points over at Salesman. We didn't have anyone with useful powers back then. We only picked those up later on. Sometimes you just gotta run on empty and do what you can. And, like, you got us out, right? Like, the two of us that were in there, you got them out. It didn't go perfectly, but you did it.
Barely.
Yeah, barely is sometimes all you get. Look, this isn't like Downtown. This isn't fighting giant robots. This is sometimes gang violence. This is sometimes terrorism. This is sometimes like the best we get in terms of supervillains is basically, you know how some comedians search out like an underground comedy club to try out new material unannounced? This is the kind of supervillains we get here. People who like give it a shot and don't know what their shit is yet. We don't get anything flashy. Against that, sometimes trying's all you can do. And usually it's enough.
I guess I just didn't expect it to be not exactly easier, but not difficult in this way.
What did you think it would be?
I don't know. I thought that I would actually feel like I'm helping people, like I'm doing something, and not just that I fucked up at the end of the day. And yes, this was an F-bomb, and Max said it.
I don't know if we gave you the vibe of being extremely confident and well prepared, but that is definitely not what we've always been. And we've done some shady shit. We stumbled. And I wish I could say that we'll get up again and that we'll keep running. We've always managed in the past. And if it weren't for you guys, that's what I'd try. But maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign to...
No, see, I actually have one alternative that I could do, right? I could just go back to Dreamland and light fireworks for the rest of my career and do absolutely nothing that matters. But I don't want that. I want to stay here, but I just don't know if I can do it.
Because you could fail again?
You know, I've never actually failed at anything before. I always had my powers, and I always had people cheering me on, and it always worked out somehow.
You see that salesman kind of like gives like a frustrated laugh real quick, but the manager looks at him like slightly with angry eyes, and salesman shakes his head and says, "Okay, but like that's not life, right? Like, I don't know how shit's over in Dreamland, but failure's just something you gotta live with. Out of like 5 supervillains you catch, you're gonna have like 3 at least get away. Not every mission is a success."
I don't mind him getting away. I do mind that we endangered people and, well, people got hurt, and I don't know. I want to avoid something like that. I don't want to be the kind of hero that disappoints people.
Look, people got hurt, but like people didn't get hurt because of you guys. People got hurt because of us guys, and the people who got hurt were we. Without you, I don't know if we would have found Locksmith at all. I don't know if we could have gotten Locksmith out of there. You saw how things turned out. Like, we sent our most tough hero in there and they collapsed. It's not always gonna go perfect, but in the end of the day, if you got everyone out of there, that's a win.
I guess you're right. As I said, I won't go back to Dreamland, so the only thing I can do is keep on trying and keep being here, trying to become a real hero.
Just, I guess, lower your expectations. sometimes a little win is enough, even if most of the rest was a loss. I don't know, you're not gonna get fame here, but you might be able to help some people, even if it's just a little. I don't know, I wish I could keep doing this, but with the position we're in right now, I just can't put my team through that. And when you get to that point where you realize your team won't be able to do it anymore, you'll know. And until that point, keep trying.
I wonder if we're still a team after everything.
I can't tell you that everything's gonna work out perfectly with them, but if our team is anything to go by, I mean, I forgave some people in my team a lot worse shit than what happened today. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit like a family. Like, you might fight, but unless there's like genuine hatred between you, you're gonna get back together at some point.
I hope you're right. I mean, I'm willing to try, but I want to be better, and I need everyone else to want to be better too.
Then you should talk about that kind of stuff. I don't think that's gonna get solved on its own. The manager gets up and Salesman looks at him and immediately follows. He seems to be just repeating in a lot of ways what his boss is doing. And on that note, I'm gonna have to go. I have 2 teammates in the hospital,
Yeah.
and I think they'll need my support.
So if anyone comes your way needing help, just send them to us.
And if you need help, wait, he puts his hand into his pocket and pulls out like a couple ancient flip phones and like goes through them and hands you one of them. You see when he hands it over to you that it has like a sticker on the back with the number 3 on it. Every number should be in there. Just call one of the other burners.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Imagine the hassle of charging them all.
I imagine they
It's-
have like a
it's
charging
definitely not
station,
charged.
like
It's super not charged.
Okay.
I feel like Max could probably charge it with her powers.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
They get back to the door and open it, and as they do, they notice. And Max, if you kind of follow them, you also notice that there's a couple of people in front of the door, who, from the looks of it, were just about to ring the doorbell, basically. And as you get a look at them, you notice that they appear to be wearing like mostly overalls or like work pants at least, and working boots that go along with it. And one of them kind of draws their hand back from the doorbell as the door opens in their face. And the manager and salesman take like a little step back. I'm sorry, is this where what was it again? The agents? The reagents?
Renegades?
Yeah, the renegades. Is this where the renegades live?
Yep, that's where our headquarters is.
One of the back says, hell yeah, I did read that Facebook event right. And one of in the front says, yeah, we saw you guys. We saw you guys saving people out of the burning factory building.
Yes, we did. That was a lot, but we managed to save everyone who was in there.
Yeah, just wanted to say it's so cool that we have like actual superheroes in this part of town now. And the manager and salesman seem a little bit offended. But they kind of start talking over each other a little bit. So what are you planning to do next? Like what are your plans in the area? And one in the back says, who's actually all part of the team? Like what kind of a team are you guys? Is that red one actually an alien? That definitely looked like an alien from over here. And they kind of start talking over each other.
You know what? We're going to have another one of our events soon, and you can just come there. We're gonna provide snacks, and we can answer all of your questions.
They kind of start talking over each other a little bit more, like, oh yeah.
And don't forget, whenever you need help, just come to us. We're gonna help you. We're, after all, your superhero team.
A woman a little bit back says, so you're gonna be protecting Riverside now?
Yes, we're going to be protecting the people of Riverside.
We enter through the window into the Riverside Hospital, which is the worst hospital on Waypoint, but it's still fine. Like, Waypoint is... Even the worst parts of Waypoint are still in pretty good shape. And there we find Charlotte, aka Starbolt, in a hospital gown, because the worst burns have been treated at this point. I assume there's, like, bandages and balms and all of that all over her. Charlotte lays there in a bed, and there's, like, a small curtain to right next to it. And it's kind of, like, moved a bit to the side, because in the bed on the other side of the curtain is Locksmith, who's also slowly getting better and has suffered similar wounds to Starbolt.
Oh, poor us.
Yeah. Just, I want to make something clear, because Moon went with you to the hospital. As soon as it was clear that you guys were being taken care of, Moon, like, took off. They are not here at all. Didn't say much.
What's Moon doing?
Yeah, I don't
We'll
know.
find
Just
out
so
later.
you know, Moon basically just left as soon
Fucked
as
off.
we were like, yeah.
Yeah, Moon was called back home to her people.
Let's go with that, sure.
As far as you know. So Charlotte is in the bed, and Locksmith has only, like, basically just now woken up and seems like a little bit confused, is looking around and spots Charlotte as the first thing that really calls attention to her. And, like, sort of slowly opens and closes her eyes, moves a little bit, winces from very obvious pain, and tries to focus her eyes. What happened?
Sorry, we were late.
Late? I went back to base.
You
I
were
tried to get in.
kidnapped
I
by...
remember something. A mask. Someone in a mask and a top hat
Yeah.
with... yeah.
Have I seen that guy as well, or was that just Max?
You've only seen him from the back, basically,
Okay.
on the security camera
Okay.
footage so far. Max is the only one who's actually seen him. And then she kind of, like, looks down on herself as far as she can see. He set me on fire?
Well, there was an explosion. I'm really, really sorry about that. We just really screwed up. I screwed up, mostly.
So you blew me up?
Well, I wanted to get you and bring you to safety, and I rushed in and didn't see the trigger of a bomb.
Oh. She kind of gets a little bit silent. But I did get out in the end, right? So I guess thank you?
Don't thank me, I had nothing to do with that.
Suddenly her eyes open up wide. My team. What? Shit. I'd never let you to them. My team's probably also looking for me, or was looking for me.
We've met them.
Oh.
They actually...
did they help?
They actually came to us.
Oh.
And
Oh,
as,
wow,
as
that's-
far as
that's
I know,
rare.
they're all fine, so don't worry.
Oh, thank God. She gets, like, slightly quiet again, kind of processing all of this. And as she does so, you hear a knock on the door of the room you're both in.
I'm not answering.
Okay, you're not answering. Then if you're not answering, someone will just open the door.
Yeah.
The door opens up and two people come in who you can describe to me. Because it's a man and a woman who Charlotte knows as her parents.
Well, the man is pretty tall and built like really, really big. Like he's
Like a brick shit house.
like a brick shit house. Yes. But he has a very kind face. But yeah, he's still, like, when he enters a room, he's still very intimidating.
I'm imagining the dad from Luca.
Oh, yeah.
Just basically a giant dude who's mainly mustache.
Yes, he also has a mustache.
Perfect. And the mom?
And the mom is also a very tall woman. She's what you would call plump. And she just looks like a homely mother who likes to cook and bake and who loves to smother her children in love.
The word matronly comes to mind.
Yes. They enter the room and your mom walks basically runs through the room almost to the bed you're in, while your father stays behind a little bit, like quietly, and sort of watches the situation. There's clear concern in his eyes, but he doesn't seem to know what to say, as your mother very quickly finds way more words than necessary. Charlotte, what happened to you? The burns, the fire, we didn't know what happened when you left. You said you wanted to go to Waypoint, and we said no, and then you did it anyways. And since then, we've been worried sick about you.
Mom, I'm fine, okay? I'm fine.
You know what I think about this. You know that you shouldn't be doing this, right?
I'm 21. I can take my own decisions, okay?
Look, you might be 21, but you're just... You know what I think about this. You know that you shouldn't be whatever this is supposed to be. A superhero, or however you imagine yourself.
I am a superhero.
Some people are built for this sort of thing, and some people aren't. And you know, I told you all of this before, and see where it led you. And she points to the bandages.
Sometimes superheroes get hurt. It's fine. I'm fine. I will be totally on top of everything in a few days. And you don't have to worry, okay? I know what I'm doing.
It's not just me who's worried. Say something. And she points at your father, who basically takes a step back and puts his hands up. Well, it's not just your father either. We heard about you being here from other people who were worried enough to call us.
Mom, just because I'm sick doesn't mean I have to be locked up in the house all the time.
It's not about being locked up. It's about being realistic about what you can and what you can't do.
Yeah, and according to you, I can't do anything. So what am I supposed to do?
Something that isn't dangerous. Something where you don't put yourself in the line of fire.
Literally.
But
I don't know.
Can do something to help people.
Look, you can't... There's professional people for that. We know what kind of people are meant for this sort of work. And that's just not something we want for you.
But that's what I want for me. I know I know you don't understand that, but just let me be here and just let me prove myself. I can do this.
I know that you want to do this, but isn't there any way you can do it without getting hurt like this?
Mom, I have superpowers. What the hell do you want from me? Just because I'm sick doesn't mean my superpowers are bad or something.
Your superpowers aren't bad, but you don't... When that man showed up and talked about superpowers, before you even had them, I knew that was a bad idea. And I told you that it was a bad idea. And I told you that you couldn't trust some random guy who walks into our house and gives you big dreams of dangerous things. You could be working from home. You could have a job in an office that doesn't require a lot of physical activity. You never had to do this.
But I want to. And you know what? At least Starbolt believed in me. At least he believed that I could do something.
Take a powerful blow, Mom.
I believe in you too. I'm just realistic. I know, even your team called us here to bring you home.
What?
The SOS. Weren't those the people you wanted to go to? This man, Knight Rider, called us.
That has changed. I'm not part of the SOS.
So you're doing this on your own? That's even worse.
No, I have a team. And By the way, I'm the leader of that team. They trust me.
Well, if you have a team and if you're their leader, how did things end up like this? And before you can even answer, Locksmith kind of chimes in. Your daughter, right? Your daughter kind of saved my life, from what I gather. So,
Oh, very eloquent.
And then she turns around again because it's very awkward for her to be part of this conversation.
I turn to Locksmith and look at her, like, very, very thankfully.
Look, I can't force you to come home, but you must realize how dangerous this is, how much you might be throwing away by doing this.
Of course, it's dangerous, but that's why I'm doing it. Other people are in danger, and we need to help them.
The city is full of professional heroes, people who've been training for years to do this. Why do you need to do this here?
Because me and my team were the only one willing to help this girl here.
Locksmith nods, still looking away.
There are professional heroes, but they don't care about the little people here.
It's you get the feeling that your mom is about to start like another little shitstorm, but your father kind of puts his hand on her shoulder and says, Charlotte, if this is really what you want to do...
You know it is.
Your mother and I would be a lot more comfortable with this if we knew that you were safe. It was very worrying when you ran away. Could you at least give us updates on how you're doing while you're here?
Just follow Ecstatic.
I'm sorry I ran away. I know that wasn't great, but you kind of didn't leave me any other choice. So I had to, but if that makes you feel more comfortable, then I can send you updates, how I'm feeling, every day if you want, but you know I want to do this. So let me do this.
Your mother's kind of turned herself into a pretzel of like crossing her arms in the most uncomfortable looking way, clearly trying to hold back an emotional outburst. But she ultimately says, all right, we'll come visit. Where can we find you?
I give them the address of our hideout.
All right. Just for the record, whatever it is that you would have done other than this, I would have been proud of you for doing that.
Mom, it's not about that. It's about what I'm capable of doing, and I need to do that. I know that you're proud of me, but you can't keep me locked up forever.
I clearly don't get what you're seeing in this and what this is doing for you, but just... if things get this bad again, and if you feel like your team can't help you, just... you can always come home. We'll always have a room for you.
Thank you. But I won't need it.
We'll see. She turns around and leaves the room, and your father leaves with her. And Locksmith kind of turns around to you again and just says, yikes. Ooh.
Yeah.
Rough family, huh?
Yeah,
What were they on
definitely.
about with the whole, you shouldn't, some people can do this, you shouldn't, whatever, sick thing?
Well, some people just believe if you're disabled, you're
Oh, I didn't know that.
not able to do anything.
Should I say I'm sorry, or is that, like, something I shouldn't be saying?
No, it's fine. I can handle it.
Moon left as soon as you were at the hospital, and they were like, okay, we're taking over now. Moon left, got on their ship, and flew away. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I was
as
wondering,
previously mentioned.
does that
Moon.
account as running away from something difficult and clearing my afraid condition? Because I'm literally getting into my spaceship and flying off and leaving them all with all the shit just hanging
Is talking to people something dangerous?
there. Yeah, facing the consequences of your actions. Yeah.
As someone with
I'm
social
gonna say-
anxiety, I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Why not? This is all gonna be
It
reset
says from
after
something
this episode
difficult.
anyways.
You cannot tell me that this is not a difficult conversation.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm
But I don't.
Yeah. Clear that condition. You earn it.
Yeah.
You can have it. Yeah. Moon returns to that cave that they left their ship in, and opens it back up, and the voice of the ship comes back into their mind. Welcome back, Moon.
Hi, ship. Where's the closest place where there's no people and a lot of nature? Just get me somewhere where I can have a Earth connection. Just somewhere, just out of the way of anybody. I have to try talking to her. I mean, I know the people told me that Chilao is the only one that really talks to their people, but I mean, there's so many people here. Earth must talk to, right? Just get me to a nature reserve.
So
or
you wish
something.
to speak to Earth in the way that we speak to Tilao?
Yeah. Just get me somewhere nature-y and humanless.
I have not been able to talk to Earth yet, and I feel I've been in a rather naturous place. Update on that situation, by the way. The ants have accepted me as their ruler now.
Great.
I have managed to contact them through their minds. I think their society will collapse as soon as I leave this cave.
Oh no.
Why? They are ants.
They only know my way now.
They'll be fine.
That does not mean that I want to stay here. I hate the ants. I am completely alright with leaving their civilization to die.
Ship, you know I love our banter, but right now I need you to get into the air and get me to a nature reserve.
Affirmative. The ship takes off, goes into the air, and basically gives you a few options, I could imagine, pretty good places. There's some that are basically just in a big open field that aren't too far away. If you're willing to travel a little bit further for a little more condensed nature, the ship is gonna recommend the jungles of Peru or something like that. Those are full of life, and there are large patches where there's barely any civilization.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go there.
Alright, you and ship fly southward with ridiculous speeds that Earthcrafts can't match. And you go down in the middle of, a large jungle-like forest. Thick underbrush, high trees. You wouldn't know that civilization exists from within it.
Great. Okay. Moon sort of sets out and tries to find something not clearing enormous but big enough, a few meters across, where they can do the channeling ritual that they do on
Okay,
Tilao.
how does the channeling ritual work?
I don't know how much I've actually gone into detail about Amtila society, but on their planet, everything is telepathic, everything living, including, they believe at least, the planet itself. And the telepathic bands that Moon has been using as a weapon or a tool are actually part of a sort of half martial art, half dance that you use to basically worship. And the idea is that if you get into the zone, you can actually communicate with Tilao, the planet itself. And so you can imagine it half as a kata from martial arts and half as a dance routine from ribbon dancing. So Moon sort of unfurls their telepathic bands and starts doing one of these rituals to try to get into contact with Earth to get some guidance, and hopefully Earth is as not talkative but as helpful as Tilao is.
I'm gonna say, since this is like based on your telepathy and like religious rituals that are very much a part of your alien culture, I'd say I'll let you roll and unleash your powers on that one.
Let's see if Earth talks back. That's a 5, that's a 6.
6 total?
6 total.
Okay, great. Love that.
That clears up my idea of, okay, I really hope I get like one more potential so that I can level up. So I guess that is that.
Always look on the bright
Very
side
nice.
of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say that like Moon tries to find something. You've noticed the moment you set foot on Earth that if there is anything that can communicate in the way your people communicate with Tilao, it must be so much weaker, must have so much less output than Tilao does to your people. Maybe it's a sync thing. Maybe it's just because you're not from here, you have a harder time communicating with it. And how would I rate a failure here? I think in this situation, a failure means that you hear something.
Oh.
You listen for a voice of the world, a voice of the earth, and you find something. There's something there. There's something there that you can feel just instinctually in this den of nature connects to all the plants around you, all the beasts around you, and you can feel it connecting to all the people far away, everything on Earth. There is something that in some way communicates with life on Earth the way Tilao communicates with you, and you feel it reject you.
Oh. Ouch. So should I roll for take a powerful blow now?
Whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be interested in Moon. Yeah, why not? Come on, take a powerful emotional blow.
Yeah. If the planet rejects you, that's... Yeah. Okay, that's good. I rolled a 4 again.
Mm-hmm.
I still have 1 conditions, but that means it's a 5.
Okay, so you you take that rejection relatively well. I don't know. How does Moon take it? I'm just gonna say like maybe that impacts what you're saying here. From that failed unleash your powers, you do take a condition.
Okay, so I'm thinking about insecure or hopeless. I kind of like the hopeless one more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if Earth says, no, I don't want to talk to you, that really feeds into Moon's current crisis of faith about, I couldn't do anything to help the situation. When there was fire, I couldn't do anything. When I tried to help, I just made it worse. I nearly hit Max with a car. Charlotte ran into the fire because of me. And now I'm trying to get guidance from, which is what is basically Moon's thought of a god, and it tells you, no, I don't want to talk to you. I think that would be a pretty hard blow to one's self-image. So I think I'll take the hopeless condition.
Okay, you take the hopeless condition, but because you've taken the powerful blow so well, do you see an upside to this? Do you see a positive side to this?
I think the positive side would be, I don't want to talk to you. So I think Moon's sort of stubbornness, the same part of them that drove him to not just be rebellious on their own planet, but go somewhere else entirely. That part of them just says, okay, you don't want to talk to me? You're going to regret that. I'm going to show you that I'm worth talking to. That, like, stubborn teenage...
I'll prove myself to you.
You don't want to talk to me? Oh, I will make you regret that. Just stubbornness mixed with spite.
I will make you regret that in the way of, like, I'll show you what I'm capable of, or in the way of, I'll show you what I'm capable of. Supervillain origin story or motivation?
I think that's a fine line. Like, the amount of, like, stubbornness and determination and spite, there's a lot of all of that in this reaction. But I think after Moon gets that rejection, they sort of flop to the ground and sit down and just sit there for like half an hour.
And while after they haven't moved for a while, they hear the voice of Ship talking to them
Of course it does.
telepathically.
I'm having a crisis of faith. If you talk to me about ants.
Are you all right down there, Moon?
I don't know.
You haven't moved in a bit. I just wanted to check in on you.
Yeah. You know, when I came here, I thought, this could be interesting. There's so much cool stuff here. And then I found out that what I can do, what I am, is considered extraordinary here. I'm the only person on this entire planet that can do what I do, and it still wasn't enough to help. I mean, I'm good with gadgets. I can, sense people, but how does that help anything? I need more. The only thing I've really ever been proud of was you, Ship. I mean, I'm good with tech, and I have to use that somehow. I remembered something recently about your origins. I mean, you were supposed to be a unmanned exploration drone, like going to planets, taking samples.
I remember that, yes.
And I know that there were a few scout drones that you had.
Yes, I did always like those. I was not happy about having them removed. I mean, I did not like them. I don't have emotions.
You do. Don't be stupid. Do you think when we're back in Waypoint, I know that's the center of technology, at least in this area of the planet, can you try to get a fix on the interwebs? Because I think if I can reactivate one of those drones, then I could take you with me, and you could do your hacking stuff, and I could do scouting stuff.
I am confused. Why do you want to return to Waypoint? It sounded like your experiences were very negative there.
I can't just leave them. I mean, what would they do without me?
So you have grown attached to life forms on this planet.
Damn it, I think I did. I know you haven't met them yet, but look at this. And Moon sends Ship a impression of what they think of Max. This ball of energy and determination and naiveness and helpfulness and just excitement about everything. And they send Ship a picture of Charlotte with all their grief, and still they're getting up, their determination, this incredible strength that comes from overcoming everything that everyone throws in their way. How can I just leave them there? They are far too interesting, and I did find out where everything was. I mean, I wasn't totally useless, was I? I did the hacking thing. I found out.
I can relate. I understand what you mean. They are like your ants. They would die without you. But instead of
oh God, I hope not.
letting them die, you have grown attached to them.
Yeah.
And they are annoying in the moment, but in retrospect, you would feel bad about having left them to their fate.
Oh no.
Yeah. Ship, you can be really wise sometimes.
I am not programmed to be wise, but thank you for finding that sort of meaning in my random ramblings.
Yeah. I should really do the debugging program soon.
Ha, debugging. Because of ants. It's very funny. By the way,
Yeah.
was your mission to communicate with the world a success?
To answer your question, yes and no. Yes, there is something here. No, it doesn't want to talk to me, because apparently I'm not special enough. But
Oh, that is a surprise.
really? I mean,
No, I mean that there is something there. I did my research. I thought this was fruitless.
it's...
I did not find anything about anyone on Earth having discovered this connection before.
To me, it's pretty obvious. It's a planet full of life. Where do you think that life came from?
Well, it seems to me like you are quite special if you've managed to find something that all of the helpless morons living here haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, I can do stuff they can't. And to be honest, from what I've noticed of humanity, they are really bad at listening. Really bad. They don't listen to themselves, to others, to anything around them. If they just shut up a bit and listened. They could do so much, but they just decide not to because something else is always more important.
Or maybe they just haven't put it on the internet. I don't have access to the entire wealth of human knowledge. There are things named books in libraries that carry additional information I am not privy to.
If we get that drone thing working, then maybe I can see what I can do about getting you some late night access to one of those. But for now,
That sounds good. I wish to consume more knowledge.
I would
tasty.
like you to do that. Because I really need to figure out what the hell is going on here. I don't get it. But for right now, I think we have to go back to Waypoint and face the consequences of my actions.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think I'll need it.
So, after all these 3 mini adventures, I think everyone sort of at least found some reason to get back to the team. And I'd say, where do you meet up again? Where do you 3 think you would meet up again?
I think at the hideout, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You meet back up at the headquarters, and as you meet up there, you also meet back up with Enoch, who has spent the last few days buried deep in documents and making his way through the city to, like, collect information. And as he sees all 3 of you coming back together, I assume he's talked to, like, at least Max.
Yes.
For a little bit. So he's not completely shocked by, holy shit, what happened to you? But as you all come back in, he seems kind of relieved, like he half wasn't sure if you would all come back. And if he'd done all of this paperwork for no reason.
Poor guy.
And actually walks up to Moon and hands them a document, which Moon can't read.
What's this?
Because it's in Earth language.
Also, I can't hear what you're saying, so...
Max. Yeah, Max looks over your shoulder and reads it for you.
Really wish I could just talk to you. It's, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to force Moon to do anything, but maybe learning, I don't know, a bit of English could help. Either way, this is the permit. The permit for the ship.
Oh.
Good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
I don't care.
All right, then I'll start with the good news, because it's always uplifting. You're allowed to bring your ship into Riverside now.
Cool.
Bad news is you're literally only allowed to bring it into this building.
What?
And to no other place in Riverside or Waypoint.
So...
It's a parking permit. Everything else takes a lot more time.
Fine, I guess. Well, at least I can finally set up some security measures and a proper workspace. So
yeah, it's the best I could do at this point. I'm sorry. It's a bit of a nightmare. There's not really rules for alien craft, so I had to classify it as a weapon.
Why? Have you seen my ship?
It's basically like a tiered system, and it's above Jeep in that system. So
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. You know what? Thank you for your help. At least it's something. And let's be honest, I wasn't going to fly ship into battle anyway.
Yeah.
It would literally only hurt anyone by falling apart on them. So I guess parking is, for now at least, the best we can do.
For now, yes. For everything else, we'd need support by one of the larger superhero organizations to sort of give an okay on this whole having a spaceship in the city sort of thing. It's a complicated measure because technically Earth doesn't accept that aliens exist.
So, hold on. If I build a bike like Transistor had, then that wouldn't be a problem.
Yes.
But because this
It would be
pile
a
of
problem.
junk-
It would just be classified as a jet bike. Also, Transistor is part of the SOS. So if you were part of the SOS, that would be a different deal. But, you know, you're not.
So
Yes,
when should I set up the team photo shoot with the ship?
I mean, I can get it today, but didn't Charlotte say something about debriefing?
I mean, yes, it's gonna, like, we have to get a professional photographer for that, okay? It's gonna take a bit of time, so... But as soon as possible is what you're saying, right?
You know, maybe we should learn something from the superhuman, metahuman society and first, before we do any more publicity, invest in some security measures for our main base.
That seems fair.
I really don't want another building burned down.
I feel that the conversation is moving towards the traumatic events you've experienced this week again. I'm just gonna see myself out, have a nice conversation and debrief and all of that. I'm gonna make some coffee.
He's been like this the entire time. If I don't just deliver the facts to him, he runs away.
What's his deal? Seriously? What is he, like 5? I mean, you seem to think that he's pretty uncomfortable, but I mean, we're just talking. He was in a team before, right? He said that. So
I don't know. Maybe there was like a traumatic experience or something.
That might be it. Oh man, I wish I could get a read on him.
He leaves the room, and the three of you are basically, I'd say, left alone in the command center, around this like very fancy table with the symbols engraved on it that aren't your symbols, and a little silence falls over the room.
So, are you feeling better, Charlotte?
Yeah. I think actually my superpowers helped with that. I'm feeling a lot better.
Cool.
Listen, I'm very sorry about what happened. I know that it was largely my fault that all of this happened.
I want to be nice, but I cannot disagree with that.
I know. I don't know. I just wanted, to be the one to save Locksmith. I don't know. I just saw an opportunity. I couldn't wait because, we didn't know in what kind of condition she was. I just, ran in and, yeah.
So, it wasn't my fault?
Why would it have been your fault?
I kind of pushed you to do it, so...
No, it was my fault. I should have checked for traps, because it was obviously a trap, but I just wanted to save Locksmith, and that was all.
I mean, we know better for next time, right?
Yes.
So maybe next time, use your team instead of doing everything yourself, and then finding out that you can't do it yourself, so...
I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm just very much used to doing everything on my own. And it's just very hard to rely on someone because I'm just not used to it. I'm sorry.
Well, we did save you, you can rely on us.
I know that, and thank you for saving me, because I wouldn't have gotten out myself. I would have been dead without you, so thank you.
To be fair, Max did most of the saving, honestly. I almost hit her with a truck, so...
Yeah, but if you hadn't come with the truck, I probably would have died with the other two in there.
Yeah.
It seems like you two are a really good team.
Yeah. And Moon tries to suppress the memory of almost hitting Max with a truck and then shouting at her for not getting hit by a truck. Yeah, totally.
Max also remembers angrily shouting and apologizes to Moon like, I'm sorry about that. Emotions were kind of running high there. I don't think, we should be mad at what went on there. It was just very tense.
Yeah. Man, I just wish that we could have done something. I mean, it was a trap, but I really want to get whoever is behind that. You can't just kidnap people and killing them. I mean, that was a death trap. That wasn't just getting us out of the way or something. That was
I
supposed to kill everyone that went inside.
think I saw the guy.
You did? When?
Yes, we went back to the manager's hideout,
Oh,
and there was this guy burning it down, and well, they told me later that it was the Monopoly Man or whatever. I don't really know that game, so yeah, but I looked at pictures online. He just had this mask and this top hat, and honestly, one of the weirder villain costumes I've seen.
I will take your word for it. I have no sense of fashion.
Moon also doesn't know what Monopoly is.
Yeah.
Well, as someone who was forced to play it a lot, it's not fun.
Why do you play it then?
Well, my parents wanted to. For, game night.
Moon catches the thought of Max like, people play games with their parents?
Oh.
Moon has the same thought. People sit down with their parents and spend time, and they like doing that. I have 5 parents, and they did not sit down with me and play games.
As you're talking about iconic villain Mr. Monopoly, the door to the meeting room opens, and Enoch comes in with a pot of coffee, of freshly brewed coffee, and puts it on the table and says, do any of you drink coffee?
Haven't tried it.
Yes, Charlotte reaches for it.
No day but today. I wish I had cookies or something like that, but I didn't think of that. Are you done? Are you friends again?
We were never not friends, but I just have one more thing. You can tell that Max is very nervous now, but then she looks straight at Charlotte and says, I should be team leader.
Charlotte sits down and looks at her.
I mean, Max kind of has a point.
You admitted yourself that you have problems working with the team, Charlotte, and you're a very valuable member of the team, but I'm not sure, at least at this point, that you're cut out for being leader,
Charlotte looks very, very hurt at Moon and Max for a while, and then she nods. I guess you're right.
I promise you I will do my best, and I both of you, I want both of you to tell me when I'm doing something wrong, because I want to be the best leader that I can be.
I mean, not running off would be a good... I mean, it's not like I can talk. Yeah.
And I think as team leader, I should know exactly what the two of you can do. I think we should train together and, just get to know each other's powers and things like that. I think that's very important.
Okay. I mean, you know what I can do. It's not that useful, to be honest.
That's not true. I think we could have used the telepathic bands way more in the last mission, now that I think about it, but it didn't even cross my mind at the time, and that's a problem. We need to know at all times what are our limits, what are our capabilities, our potential.
Okay.
Charlotte nods.
I mean, I need the center of the warehouse for ship, because that's the only place where I can get in and out of the roof. But we can do a training. The back part, we can do a training, a gym thing there.
That would be great.
Enoch has frozen to stone. He's not moving anymore. And his face, his mouth is basically just teeth. It's just, oh, fuck, I wish I wasn't here. I'm sure we can move stuff around for a running rink or whatever. I'll set that up immediately. And he leaves the room.
Also,
he's such a weird guy.
I'll take your word for it. I think it's weird enough that I can't get anything from him. So, I also had an idea about the what we could do to help Riverside. I have some ideas, but Max, you said that some people were coming by, so maybe we should take their ideas instead.
Well, I think, an outside perspective is equally as important as an inside perspective, so shoot.
Okay. This idea that I had, that Charlotte, actually you could be really helpful there. Because remember when we first got into Riverside and I told you that even the stones feel hopeless here, and you've seen all the graffiti and the dirt and the rubbish lying everywhere. I thought that maybe we could start like a cleanup project where we try to like literally clean up the streets a bit. Just get some people in here to pick up trash, to wash, to paint a few walls, to get rid of some of the graffiti. I just want to know what is Moon getting from Charlotte right now? Because
Sadness.
Charlotte seems to be very quiet, and
I'm sad and also disappointed in myself.
Actually, it might be a little bit late for that, but I just decided maybe Charlotte should also try to take a powerful blow for emotional reasons from this whole situation. I feel that makes sense at this point. Like, she's still processing all of this.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I try to put myself in Charlotte's shoes right now, I think whatever Moon is saying right now would just sort of pass in one brain side, pass out the other.
Oh, come on.
don't tell me it's a 12.
8.
It's plus conditions, it's an 8. All right.
I have one condition.
Okay,
so
this
9.
comes down to the same thing.
Yeah.
At how many conditions are you knocked out? I think 5. All of them?
Yeah.
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 Because I feel like getting hopeless and insecure at this point might make sense.
Yes.
Or maybe also guilty, depending on what Charlotte feels. But marking 2 conditions seems like the most logical thing here.
Lashing
let
out
me
would also
sorry.
be very, very cool. Like, just...
Yeah, lashing out also makes sense.
I'm really sorry.
I wouldn't lash out because I know that Max is right. So I'm marking conditions. I have afraid. And hopeless and insecure.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Moon talks about their great plans for cleaning up the city, and Charlotte ruminates in her chair.
Is having a mental breakdown silently in the corner.
Yeah, there's like this metaphorical dark cloud around Charlotte's head as Moon tries to tell her about the great plans for cleaning up the city.
It's a great idea. I think this could change the atmosphere a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, Charlotte is super fast, so they can... I mean, if we get Charlotte, just give her like half of Riverside and us with all the people the other half, then we can get it done in a day. Charlotte, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, you... I see that you're not feeling so well.
Yeah, I think, I'm still a little bit hurt from, the explosion and stuff. I might need to lie down for a bit, if that's okay with you.
Charlotte, you do know that being a leader isn't that important.
Yeah, it's fine. I just need to lie down for a bit. It's fine.
I'm just trying to help.
Max shoots you a thought like, I think it might be best if we let Charlotte be for a bit.
Okay.
Charlotte gets up and walks to her room and cries in a pillow.
Oh. I think I'll go and do some tinkering to get my mind off this thing. So.
Or you can get your ship,
Yeah! Do you want to come? I know I've promised you a ride on the ship for the...
Yes!
Okay! Let's go.
Max, do you still have your phone turned off?
No, I think I've turned it back on by now.
Okay. Your phone does ring again.
I take it out of my pocket and take a look at the display.
You're being called by Rex.
It's just my brother. Give me a second.
Okay. I'll get my stuff ready.
And then I take the phone call.
What the fuck happened, Max? I couldn't contact you for like days.
I'm sorry. I assume you heard about the whole warehouse thing.
Yeah, I fucking heard about the whole warehouse thing. Why do you think I've been calling you?
Yeah, my phone got trashed. Took a while to get it repaired.
All right. You good? Are you fine? I heard like
I'm good. Just, a few minor burns. They're basically healed up by now. I'm really good.
Okay, so you better be great because I got something for you. Someone wants to do an interview with you and your team in the next couple of days. And, it's not a sleazy podcast weirdo, like an actual journalist.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, so whenever you get an appointment, just the next couple of days.
I think we are gonna have to sort some team stuff out, but I'll get back to you after I, speak with the others.
All right, just one last thing. Mom called a couple times. While you didn't answer. And I could only stall for so long. I told her that you turned down the SOS.
What did she say?
She said you have two choices. You can try with the SOS again, or you can come home. Again, I can maybe stall her out for a bit more, but you're gonna have to address this.
I will. Don't worry about it. I got this. I can talk to Mom. And, thanks for the interview. And then she hangs up.
And with Max holding back emotions as well, with this whole situation, the two of you make your way to the ship while Charlotte remains behind. And man, this is a bummer, but I think that's where I'm going to end this episode.
Fair enough.
We're very sorry.
No, this is a bummer-ass ending, but it works.
So, how many conditions does everybody have?
So
Charlotte basically is one mixed success away from being knocked out.
If our conditions get cleared...
I have 3 conditions right now.
Oof. Yeah, you can still get 2 more. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I just got knocked out once, second time. Whatever.
The whole leadership thing, it was coming.
Yeah.
It was coming.
Yeah, we're at the point of season 1 of Young Justice now, where Robin has to step down, so Aqualad takes over. But in season 2, Robin can be team leader again. It's fine.
Speaking of leadership, I could tell you what I'm gonna use my level up for.
Oh yeah, we can do that, and we can also do the end of session stuff.
Yes.
Which is gonna be very fun here.
Yes.
At end of session, there's 3 options, and each of you can pick one of them. How do you feel your relationship to the team and yourself has changed? Do you A, grow closer to the team? Do you B, grow into your own image of yourself? Or do you C, grow away from the team?
I'm sadly gonna have to choose the last one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Explain why you feel detached. I don't think you have to explain a lot.
I think we just did that.
You were
scene.
just fired by your team.
Demoted.
So you can
more
take
like demoted.
influence over you away from another character. You can take away that someone has influence over you.
So
I
just
think on
one
the one
person,
hand,
or
Yeah, you can take you can have someone in the team not have influence over
okay.
you anymore.
Yeah. Very, very sorry, Mimi, but it's gotta be Max.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is perfectly valid. I just stole the leadership position from you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Let me just cross out Charlotte on my influence thing.
On my burn book.
Yes.
What about Max?
See, before we did this whole session, I probably would have gone with option 3 as well. But by now I actually think grow into your own image of yourself is more fitting.
I see that, yeah. I see that.
Because, for her to, first of all, demand the leadership position that way, and then also, I think just looking at herself as someone who still has a lot of growing to do, a lot of improving, and, learning how to deal with failure. Yeah, I think it just changed from, of course I'm gonna be a superhero, to I'm gonna have to work a lot harder, but yeah, it's worthwhile.
And you get to shift one label up and one label down.
Yes, that is... I think I would shift up superior.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me.
That makes sense to me too. But maybe shift...
Although on the other hand, though, it would make about equal sense to shift down superior.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I think I would base this on the thing of I would be the better leader. I would be superior in that position.
That makes sense. Yeah.
but I maybe would put down Xavier because of the whole warehouse debacle.
Mm-hmm.
And also because, like, I think Max can tell that she hurt Charlotte pretty badly there.
That makes sense. Okay, you shift up Superior, shift down Savior. What about you, Moon?
I would also take the grow into your own image of yourself, though this is more about a reality check for Moon, I think. For me, I think this realization that they are not as superior to. I'm gonna go with superior down, because I think like having this reality check of, okay, my powers were pretty useless in this fight, and I can't really help, and I have to do better, and being rejected from the Earth as no, I'm not gonna talk to you. That I think would basically mean that Moon considers themselves less superior and more mundane. Just accepting that, okay, I'm not that special after all, but maybe I can work with what I have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, shift down Superior, shift up Mundane.
Now we can finally support people.
Man, you know what? Like, I intended the end of this thingy, I thought, this is the part where you all get to, like, settle your differences and become a functional team again.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
And then Max was like, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, like, you were on a great track. Until that. No, it's great. I love drama.
So what about the triumphant celebration? Should we do that now too?
When you share a triumphant celebration with someone, let me know.
Yeah, it's just like, no, we messed up so much. It's
not for us. That ain't me. You also gathered a lot of potential here.
Yes.
Who has a level up?
I do.
I do too.
I'm not.
You already leveled up once, I think.
That's true, and also you were knocked out.
Yeah, because you failed a lot before the fight where you weren't in it.
Yeah,
mostly. Yeah. Okay, then do you two have ideas how you're gonna advance?
I do.
What advancements you'll take?
I don't know yet. I'll let you know next time.
Okay, then you just tell us next time. And Mimi, what do you have?
Well, I would like to take a move from another playbook, and what I would like to take is Captain from the Protégé moves. When you enter battle as a team, add an extra team to the pool and carry +1 forward if you are the leader.
That will be very helpful, I think.
That's pretty sick. To sort of like mechanify your superior leader abilities.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, that works. Yeah, you take Captain.
Yeah.
All right, Moon, you tell us next time what you did. And until that next time, if you want to check out March Masksness, because it's still going when this episode is up, I have no idea who's going to be in it by that point, because on the day we're recording this, it's going to be decided if Max makes it to round 3. If Max does, then that's going to be after our next episode releases. And I think Moon's round 3 contest is on Friday, I think. Hey there, Editing Julian here, inserting myself into this with a little clip. Yes, Max did make it to round 3, so go vote for Max in round 3 on Tuesday, tomorrow, the day after this episode comes up. Also, we're involved in some other crossover stuff. Rex has a guest appearance on Podunk Supersports, which is basically like a sports cast about the event. And he talks about the Waypoint heroes. That one should also be releasing today on Monday. And there's going to be a little vignette featuring Will that's going to come up too in the next couple of days. We'll tell you more about that when we know when it's up. Either way, back to the show.
It's still worth it to check out all the others because they have really cool characters and really cool podcasts.
And it's a great opportunity to follow us, especially on Twitter, because that's where all of this happens, and we've been posting a lot. We've also been posting character artworks on there for Moon and for Max, and there's also one in the works right now for Charlotte as Starbolt. And if you want to check those out, come on to our Twitter at WaypointPod. We're also on all the other platforms at WaypointPod if you want to check us out there. And we have an email address, waypointheroes@gmail.com, I think. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes. All right. And you can contact us there as well. But really, right now, I'm recommending Twitter because that's where all the cool shit is happening. Check us out there. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.